Slam Sector contains levels of brain rot that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got Sean. What happened, Sean? Had you not seen that before?
No, I had. But I didn't think about it in After Dark because I ran the last After Dark stream and I don't have that file.
Well, I do.
After Dark. I think I do too. I think you sent it in the mod. I think you sent it. Like, I think I could add it. I just didn't even think about it.
Anyway, we're starting off early with the brain rot. Let's go.
Oh, fuck
yeah,
me.
baby.
What's up, chat? Alicord hanging out. Slam, 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 slam.
Ooh, all right, all right.
How are y'all doing? How are you, Sean?
I'm doing well now. I've figured out being here. Yeah, I don't know.
You got your brain in vibe mood?
I got my brain's vibing. I don't know if it's in the right.
It's vibrating,
mode,
maybe?
My brain's, yeah.
Put it in airplane mode.
The Alicord gifted 1 Slam Sector membership.
Oh,
thank
homie,
you so much.
Appreciate you. Oh, the homies
ship.
are just fucking coming together. Oh, I cussed in the first 30 seconds.
I can't believe you've done this.
I already did. Matt. You're fine.
It's so Jover.
So I have here speaking of scuffed, this is a camping thermos full of Mr. Pibb because of a terrible accident I had in my kitchen. Where
what?
I was playing fetch with my corgi that's stream bombed every once in a while, and she ran right into a giant, as giant as a 2-liter of Mr. Pibb can get. And it started spraying because she cracked it. And I like Mr. Pibb, but I didn't want to have it at the time. So I immediately just started filling empty containers that I could get my hands on. So I've got 2.5 thermoses just full of it.
So you clearly like Dr. Pepper.
I mean, honestly, I'm a mercenary, man. You don't need proper documentation,
dude, you know what I had the other day at work that I didn't know was a thing, but it's really good. Strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah, they got nutso flavor these days,
dude.
Boys.
I never had that before. That shit's good.
I'm kind of scared of the Coke Zero Oreo cookie flavor. I
hate that shit.
Dude, I've seen a meme about it. They're like, anyone drinking this is not entering the kingdom of heaven.
They were a sponsor. it was a sponsored product at work.
Really?
It's
yeah.
not good.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
God.
Oh my god, the Alicord gifted another Slam Sector membership.
And he specifies more cussing.
More cussing. We already broke the seal, so
yeah, seal's broken.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a lovely holiday stream.
Yeah.
Because I was dying with the flu this weekend, and so I'm still brain rotty from that. And I know Maddie was doing some debaucherous stuff, and Jordan had a very busy last week. So I think we're all on brain rot town.
Yeah. And I'm drinking some more Slam Adams Boston Lager.
Oh,
not a sponsor.
Man. Love them.
I think this would be the Orc's choice of energy drink.
Nos? Yeah.
So hold on, it's not in the small box. Oh, okay, yeah. It's Nos. What is the little can nipple? Some of them have nipples, some of them don't. What is that?
Huh?
The blown out nipple. Yeah,
that's what you drink out of. It's got a cap.
Oh, it's resealable. Okay.
Yeah. This is one of the big. This is a big fucker.
Click opens. Okay.
They're not all click.
Well, no, that's the 20 ounce and smaller is click or 16 ounce and smaller is click clacks. 24 ounces have a cap.
Have the chemical nipple. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway,
we're talking about Christmas.
Let's talk about Christmas. So this is going to be a really short stream because there's only one thing that you need to get for your friends and family, and that is some merch from galsproshops.com.
Damn right.
Or slamsector.com. They both work. But either way, if you use code REANIMATE, you get 10% off of your order. But we got this sick Gauss Pro Shops merch for you Necron fans out there.
Oh my god. The Necron's Christmas detachment is going to pop off, so you can really walk in there strutting in style right before G-Dub nerfs the shit out of that thing. So,
Jordan, can we make mouse pads on there?
I don't know. I can find out.
Because we were talking about today's topic, which is you know,
Gift ideas
for
Warhammer
gift
events
ideas
that aren't models.
I think it's for hobbyists more broadly, right?
Yeah.
But that aren't models. And I think I found a good one last year. That I got all the slammies with
The big old mouse
not
pads from Orchid 8.
from
I'm
Orchid 8, which
right
are
now. Yeah.
right. I'm shocked mine has lasted a year with paint and super glue. But I don't think they sell that one anymore.
Once me wonder you're a fucking psycho, and I love you.
For cussing and gnaw snips. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for this.
Gnaw snips.
Oh shit.
Oh
Beautiful.
my god. Speaking of, remind me, Jordan, I have a Slam Sector shirt idea after this stream.
All right. No spoilers.
No.
All right.
I don't think it'll happen, but it's dumb.
So anyway, let's get into the format of this thing. So we broke it down into basically 3 budget categories. We have the under $30 category, the under $60 category, and then the $60 plus category. Each of us has one item that we're going to talk about in each of those categories. So we'll just start going down the list. And because this is Slam Sector, it's scuffed as shit. So I only have graphics for mine and Sean's and not Matt's. So Matt's gonna just raw dog his.
Story of my life, homie. That's all right.
All right. So my under $30 pick is a size 1 Kolinsky Sable paintbrush. I think that size 1, maybe size 2, is like the best size for a paintbrush because it's good at everything. And I'm a big fan of like Kolinsky Sable. I know a lot of people are, synthetic brush fans. But if you're going to get like a nice single brush, these are usually like $20, $25 brushes. I would get a size 1 Kolinsky Sable paintbrush. There's a few brands that I like. Winsor & Newton is a good brand. The Series 7. That's a classic. Da Vinci, also a good brand.
I have a comment on that. The Winsor & Newton number 2s are not the same size as other number 2s from other paintbrush companies.
Oh, really?
So if you're gonna go Winsor & Newton, go number 1 because the number 2s are too big.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's a good
for
note.
me, personally.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know they were like different sizes.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be, but it's just like a little. Because this is my number 1.
Brands.
My Winsor & Newton number 1 is like the size of a normal number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'll zone in there. I've got a Series 7 number 1 as well that I baby because I brutally massacred my first one and it had to go to the brush grave site a little too soon. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh, that's $20 that I feel bad doing that to you. But yeah, the different brands do, in my opinion, have like various sizes. I think I've got like almost a handful. I might have like 4 different Kolinsky Sables of different brands rolling around. But yeah. I mean, yeah, once you learn a brush, and that's the thing that sucks about the synthetics, right? Like you almost have to like relearn how much paint your favorite brush can hold. And so if you are just able to get a buy once, cry once philosophy, and you take care of that brush, or you know how to revive it when it dies, synthetics, once they go, they're just gone. But Kolinsky Sables, you can rejuvenate to a degree, as long as you don't fuck it up like I did.
Yeah, so some like Masters paintbrush cleaner.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that you can make that shit last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say look for like name brands that are you get at like art stores and stuff. You can get a lot of these off of Amazon, but there's also a lot of shitty like fake sable brushes on Amazon. So definitely be wary of that.
Yeah. And if you are going to go to an art store, don't go to Blick. They are overpriced.
Blick is overpriced. Yeah.
I like Blick. I go there, but not to buy like sable brushes and shit.
So. They usually have stuff in stock. Blick is like what I'll go to if it's like shit. It might be out of stock.
I
at,
need it
at
now.
the indie one that's down the road. So
yeah,
stuff like that. But
I kind of have like a little bonus one for this. Is if you don't want to get just one like Kolinsky Sable like really nice brush, my second recommendation would be like just a pack of super cheap shitty makeup brushes for dry brushing.
Yep.
Don't get don't get like branded dry brushes. Get just like super cheap shitty makeup brushes.
I actually, I have an amendment. I'm gonna find it. I'll bring it up in a second.
I think all of our under $30 picks are like paintbrush related.
Well, so let's jump.
Are you retconning yours?
No. But on the dry brush thing, so I bought a set of dry brushes on Amazon that look like the what's that company that makes the really nice dry brushes?
Artist Opus.
I don't know.
They look like the Artist Opus brushes, and they function. They function. I own the Artist Opus brushes. These function just. Yeah. I don't use them because they're expensive, and I'm afraid.
Right.
I get it.
Right. Which like, hey, so don't buy those, right? But
dry brushes are a brush you're gonna beat the shit out of, so don't spend a lot of money on them.
But I found a set that is functionally the same that I actually like a little bit better, and they were really cheap. So I'm going to find where it was on Amazon so that we can add that to the rec list because they were really good.
I'm about to buy that shit for myself. Happy birthday or happy.
Should we drop like our list of links in the Discord after this? You think?
Yeah, we will. Okay, so it was Artify dry brush set with dampening pad, brush soap, 5 sizes, $24.
It comes with brush soap.
So does the Artist Opus set.
Oh, really?
This is just the Artist Opus set, but
this is bootleg Artist Opus. That's funny that it's got the dampening pad too, because that's like level 2 skill set for dry brushing.
Jordan, I'm gonna do something a little ghetto here.
What are you doing?
A little scuffy.
Are you sending me shit?
No.
What are you doing?
No.
About to do some hood rat shit.
Are you about to like take over your camera with?
Oh no, yeah. I'm gonna link this to you, and you can.
Oh, there we go. We got
Lumu
in chat vouching for the Artify set. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but also vouching for falling for fake sable brushes on Amazon.
We've played ourselves, boys.
Yeah. So, I love the and they even come in the same like wood box thing that the Artist Opus ones do. So like.
Oh damn,
that's great. I wonder if the Artist Opus ones are straight up just white labeled.
No, because the Artist Opus ones I think are supposedly sable.
Why do you want a sable dry brush?
You don't.
That's why they cost like $80.
That's why they're
5
crazy
of those
Sable is getting like harder and harder to get. So
yeah.
Well,
and that's one of the reasons why like the Artist Opus guy was talking about a while back about potentially finding an alternative. But these are goat hair.
Well,
Baba.
So Artify dry brush set with dampening pad. Huge. But my actual one is a paint puck. So now I use this. I cut off the bottom ring because I've got like a rig that I'm not going to show my. Ignore how gross my paint puck is. I've got a rig that it sits in. So I had to cut off the bottom and I don't use the top bit. But having those rubber things at the bottom of the paint puck to like actually clean off a brush is huge for me because you can get a lot of paint off there quicker. I used to really like the Citadel paint cup, actually. It was like $8.
Yeah, that's what
on that gray plastic one.
I have this that's what I have.
Yeah, that one.
I beat the shit out of this thing over like the last 5 years or however long I've had it.
But I got this thing. Jill, my wife bought me this as a Christmas gift because she saw it on TikTok, and I'm like, this is dumb. Like, this is just TikTok fad shit. Like, sweet of her to think about it, but like, this is TikTok fad shit. And then I used it, and I'm like, oh no, I kind of dig this. And it's easy to clean. And it's easy to clean because it comes apart, so you can like really get into the like rubber bits and get all the paint gunk out and stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool.
That's what's up.
Matt, what's yours?
Yeah.
So Matt has a competing product.
I do. I'm just gonna put the Amazon link in the chat. You guys might have to copy and paste that one. I don't know. Anyway, it's one of those little like dripper bottle things where you push the button and it like flushes the water out. They're $10. It feels like you're paying a lot for what you get, and I don't even use the thing like appropriately anymore. But what you get is a pretty fun foundation of a device. Yeah. Like straight up, I don't even remember exactly what it's called. Paintbrush, cleaner brush, rinser brush. Paintbrush, cleaner, clean, paint station, paintbrush, clean brush. Wash my brush washing.
Oh my God, Sean, what have you done?
So,
welcome to Scuff Sector.
Yeah. So, anyways, these things don't even use you use the little reservoir thing that goes up top until you get like one of those squeezy bottles. Like I got a squeezy bottle for my airbrush set. The squeezy like nozzle bottles, Sean.
Yep,
exactly.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah,
I use those for my airbrush.
Squeeze that into the the reservoir cavity, and it just works a lot better. Also, eventually, and by eventually I mean like 4 days after you get it, it's going to start leaking and you're going to lose your reservoir. Now, I got pissed by that.
I'm going to be honest. You're not selling me on this thing.
No. So check it out. If you
Sean, you're muted.
Buddy, also,
to be fair, this is $10 and mine was 24. So like,
you get what you pay for, right? One Speed Wonder. I'm not sure what you mean by me having a stroke. Oh, you're talking about the reading the name. Yeah, the name's a fucking psycho thing. If you take some poster putty and you put it between the plastic and the seal gasket thing, it'll mush it up and it'll make it actually work as intended. And you're gonna have to reset that about once every month or so. It kind of like anyway. Listen, you got to chop on this thing a little bit, but once you get it right, it gets very right. It's actually how I got all my painting done for the Grand Narrative in time, because water sourcing.
I got all mine done with this.
That's one way to do it for sure. But for $10 and a little bit of experimentation, I highly recommend it. It has made one of my more annoying points of painting, which is getting fresh water, like completely a non-factor. So highly recommend.
And to Matt's point, Matt is better with like technique than Jordan or I are. Like Jordan and I are great painters, but we both kind of brute force our way through things sometimes. And we're like, Matt's like, I'm gonna do technique. So Matt probably changes the water out way more often than Jordan and I do.
Honestly,
is my guess.
I'm hard switching.
I'm not going to talk about how often I change out my water.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's not very often.
No.
You get that sludge.
Do we need to change the oil on this bad boy too?
Yeah.
You might as well, dude. I'll be honest with you.
Fucking tire rotation. Yeah.
I tried 3D printing one of these sumbitches, and I'm just going to be honest with you, don't do it. Because sooner or later, if it's storing water a long time, even if you put like 4 or 5 layer lines deep on it, like wall layers, it's going to leak, and it's not going to be pretty. So don't even mess with it. The plastic is worth it, unfortunately.
All right. So moving on. We have the under $60 category. So my pick for this was a photography light box.
Ooh, smart.
So these things are great. They basically have built-in light. A lot of them will have built-in kind of like soft boxes to diffuse the light too. And a lot of them have backdrops that you can replace with different colors. There's like red ones and green ones if you want to get weird, but they also just have like black and white ones. But it gives you just a good place to set up your miniatures that you spend a bunch of time on to take nice looking pictures of them. I probably recommend a like 12 by 12 one at the smallest. I think you can, for relatively cheap, go up to like 18 by 18. But after that point, I don't know why, but they jump up to like $120.
Oh my God.
And then you can kind of just make your own at that point.
Yeah. So that is my recommendation. I don't have too much to say on that front, but yeah.
No, you've got one of these that you've used for photography before, right? I'm pretty sure you've taken some pictures using one of those. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I have one as well. I don't break it out as often as I should. I would like there to be a dedicated spot for it in my office, but I just haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, the one that I have is nice because it's like collapsible, so it like folds up
Mhm.
nice, and I can just put it in a drawer and then pull it out when I want.
I think most of the cheaper ones are.
Yeah.
I just don't have the space to. I don't have like table space to put it anywhere in here. So, mine, to piggyback off Jordan's, a cheap one. So, Pro Acryl brush sets. They are $50, give or take. They have 2 sets currently that I would recommend. They have either the Sam Lens weapon rack, which comes with I will read this, 2 number 6 synthetics, and then 1 number 3, number 1, and 0 sable. For $50.
Okay. Nice.
Interesting. Okay.
It's actually a good deal.
The set I like better, for me, just for my taste, is when I bought this by accident. I thought I was buying the synthetics because I love the Pro Acryl synthetic brushes. They have a synthetic set that comes with 1 more brush on top of this, and I think it's a number 6, a number 4, a number 2, 1, and 0. And I love their synthetics. I've got a ton of them. They used to have another set that was cheap. That was a $25 set. But I don't know what happened with that one. They don't stock it anymore. So, but if they ever do, that was the who's that? Can I say something controversial here, Matt? Who's that guy that you don't agree with that makes Warhammer videos? Uncle Adam. They had an Uncle Adam.
Which one? Oh, him. Yeah.
Yeah. They used to have an Uncle Adam set that I would always buy when I needed to refresh my brushes. It was $25 for 4 brushes, and they were amazing brushes. They keep a tip really well. Because that's one thing that I think everyone struggles with brushes is keeping a tip. And these, I don't know what it is. The Pro Acryl ones keep a tip very, very, very well. So that is my recommendation because, I mean, brushes are kind of like the thing we use the most in this hobby, more so than dice, really, right? Like,
yeah,
we
as
use
far as
brushes
like time in the hand, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I play orcs, so use a lot of dice.
Yeah, homie's got a
yeah, but you got to paint a lot of paint a lot of boys.
True.
Oh man.
All right, Matt, what you got?
Yeah, what did I put for mine? Okay, so I do want to say on the brush front, I picked a stocking stuffer category as well, and I'm actually going the opposite direction of what these fine young gentlemen are suggesting, which is there's a cheap Amazon $8 brush set, and I bought this about 3 times now, and it's been reliable. When it goes, and it's not like in this pseudo shitty phase where it's like, do I throw it out? No, like it runs out and it like self fucking destructs, which is very handy.
You beat the shit out of it, and then it just starts dying. It like starts falling apart.
I'll link this one in chat too. So this is a cheap one. It's $8. You get a pretty nice amount of cheapos, and they last a shocking amount of time. I'm using the number 1s and 2s from there. The 2 has a really, really big belly, so it can hold a lot of paint, and the tip on it is actually very nice until it isn't. I've bought this one 2 times. I need to buy a 3rd one. And like honestly, like these are the Taco Bell of brushes, but god damn, it hits, man. It hits the spot. I love it. Okay, for my actual like $60 thing, it's going to be a cordless airbrush thing. Now, I'll be real with y'all. This isn't the best airbrush in the world. However, it will sling paint. It will slap a base coat on. It will do everything you want it to do, as long as you don't want to do anything that's like fine tuned or anything.
Precision.
I'm like sensing a utilitarian theme here.
Yeah. I mean, like
It's
really,
Matt.
you know, salt of the earth.
I disagree with that statement, but
yeah, so it comes with its own compressor. It's a shitty little guy that sounds like a weed whacker. But the one that I've got hasn't overheated. It hasn't done anything crazy. It's just the right amount of PSI. There's no tuning it, so it either works or it doesn't. It's great for inks. It's great for thinned primer. Don't put like pure primer in it because that primer is just too thick. It takes a little playing with, but it's a slow.
I don't put pure primer in my Iwata, so I wouldn't
Well,
put it in that either.
feral.
I do.
So if you crank it to 40
I put pure
psi,
primer in my Iwata.
you can put a lot, dude. You can put fucking gravy through that thing at 40 psi. Anyway, the basically what this gives you, it's like $50. Not over invested in airbrush. Everyone tells me to get an airbrush. Fine, I'll get a fucking airbrush. Get this. See if it's for you or not. It probably should be for you if you're doing more than just painting 2,000 points and hitting the tables. But it will level you up. It will open you up to ideas. You're going to want to replace it. At that point, you've got a backup because that airbrush will fit in 99% of the upgrade stuff that you go to. And the little hand compressor thing, I don't know. It makes a cool noise when you turn it on. It scares the shit out of my dog. So it's fun.
I think all of us here at least agree that we prefer airbrush priming over spray can priming. I think once you go to airbrush, well, I mean that even then, I don't know. But yeah, I terrain is a different beast. But I think for miniatures, I think once you go to an airbrush prime, even with a cheap airbrush and compressor, you'll notice such a difference. I
such like a smoother coat. It keeps like all the details intact.
Yeah.
Like before I bought an airbrush, I hand primed shit rather than use a rattle can.
Ooh.
I know. I'm aware. I know.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
But you know that you guys already know that I don't do things the most efficient way possible.
Correct.
Yeah, we already know that with everything that I do hobby wise. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, so all the stuff that you see online about people being like, oh, do a zenithal highlight, boom, you can do that with this thing. You can
you have a normal airbrush, right?
Yeah, but I started with this thing.
So when do you break this out versus using the normal airbrush?
Not that much anymore, because the theory that I have with my normal airbrush is to combat every issue that I have, including clog with jacking up the PSI. And at a certain point, it's like, okay, am I filling a car's tire here, or am I trying to paint some miniatures? But you tone it back down, and it starts to work. However, that's a bad habit, and I haven't killed my Iwata yet. However, I did kill 2 Badger Patriot 105s.
Ow, those things are like workhorses.
Dude, I threw that sucker into fucking Mordor. Them suckers went down. Damn. It was putting like raw, it was unthinned anything and everything through it at a low PSI. You crank it up high enough, it'll self-clean's a bad term. Also, the back pressure thing, don't do the back pressure thing. That introduces wet paint into the dry area of the airbrush, and people better than me can get it out. I couldn't get that shit out.
I do that shit constantly.
I'm
constantly backflowing my airbrush.
I don't even take my needle out the back way. I push my needle through. I take the whole front off, and I push the needle through, and I take it out the front.
What the fuck?
That is a one-way street now, homie. I'm not cooking an Iwata.
Mine has like a thing on the back of it, so you can't push it all the way through.
Oh, you can unscrew that bitch. You can do all sorts of fun stuff.
No,
you have the ball.
The needle, yeah, mine has the ball. Yeah.
No, my Iwata is like, you want to pass that thing through the do it, man. So I'm very, very specific.
Maybe we'll do an airbrush class with Matt one day, and we'll call it everything not to do to your really expensive.
I'll show you guys
please.
The dark arts of airbrush.
The dark arts. It's the Avada Kedavra of airbrush
care. Jesus.
But
Matt's over here crucioing his airbrush. And...
if only he knew what that meant.
Yeah, dude. I'm about to take it to Alakazam prison or
yep, no, that was it.
Yeah.
The prisoner of Alakazam.
my favorite Pokemon.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah.
So moving on to our expensive category. This is generally things over $60. I think this is the first one where we, well, I guess it's the last one too. But we were all pretty like diverse in the things that we suggested. The Alucord. I propose a lesson/video on bad painting / airbrushing techniques by Matt.
All right. We can certainly figure something out. All right, so listen.
We'll call it the joy of airbrushing. It'll have some Bob Ross music, and I think at the end it will involve Matt breaking an air compressor.
I am absolutely fucking down.
Or him guessing about Harry Potter lore.
I'd be down for that shit too.
If I can convince Jordan to let me do a non wargaming after dark, we will do that, or we might do that on like one of our other streams on another channel. But that sounds fucking hilarious.
That would be really
I want to do more like game shows on After Dark. We've done a couple games and they were always fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like work to set them up though.
you and I talked about that a little bit. I think we have a good direction for that. Yeah.
But anyway, before we got sidetracked, the expensive category. So my pick for the expensive category was terrain. There's one thing I had to show that terrain. That's very expensive terrain. If we're
gonna find out Sunday just how expensive.
True. So there's one thing that I think every war gamer could use more of. It's terrain. And there's a lot of different places to get this terrain. Games Workshop obviously has their own like plastic sets of terrain. They're expensive. Like some of them are a couple $100s for just like this set of terrain. But it's like probably the nicest plastic terrain that you can get. So I think it's kind of like justifies the cost a little bit. Some other options out there, which I have a lot of these, is Titan's terrain. It's kind of like collapsible storybook, like pop-up terrain. It folds up into like a board game sized box, and you can just like stick it on a shelf and then pull it out whenever you want to use it. The only issue that I have with it is that the layouts are like pretty much set. So you can't really. Oh,
that's right. Yeah, it's like a grid.
It's a grid. Yeah. So you can't really like diversify your terrain setups a lot. Another option, which I have a bunch of, is Frontline Gaming has MDF terrain. Pretty easy to build. It like comes in sheets, and you like pop out the pieces and stick them together. It's like a puzzle basically. So they have really nice MDF terrain. It's like a nice cheap option for terrain, and it looks pretty nice. GameMat.eu, if you've seen the like castle ruins that we use a lot on stream, that's where I get that. I think it's a Polish company. They have really good pre-painted resin terrain. And then there's also just a ton of people on like Etsy, even like Amazon, where it's 3D print terrain. If you have a 3D printer yourself, buy some like STLs, and you can print those out for whoever you're making gifts for and give those to them. Yeah, terrain is my go-to here.
Good one.
So I will chime in on this one because I am someone that loves terrain, and I'm very picky about terrain. My recommendation on Amazon is a company called Pegasus Hobbies, and they make really good Gothic cathedral and corner ruin terrain that is way cheaper than GW. And a lot of it can be built however you so choose. I have a whole bunch of it that I tried to build a project out of with it one time, and that project ended up being a mess. But it was not very expensive to amass like 2 tables worth of Gothic City terrain with that company. So it is Pegasus Hobbies on. If you just look up Pegasus Hobbies Gothic Ruins on Amazon, you'll find it. And it's like $20 for a pair of corner ruins, and then their bigger sets are like $40. There's also another company that I can't remember the name of that makes really good terrain that is not cheap, but it's cheaper than GW. So if I remember it and I can think about it, I will mention it before the end of the stream.
Hukoki makes terrain.
Battlefield Scenics.
Is it really?
Yeah, Hukoki makes like cardboard terrain.
Oh yeah, that's got a very specific look. You either love it or hate it. You know,
but it's there. It's an option.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I'm not an MDF terrain fan, but like
I think it's hard to get MDF terrain correct. like in a way that looks good. But some of the like frontline gaming sets I think look good.
Yeah, I find that MDF goes a lot further if the whole table is MDF because it allows you to just be like, this is just what the buildings in this world looks like. But if you have GW terrain next to MDF terrain,
Yeah,
like
it stands out a little. Yeah.
It's hard to suss out like why it feels so off because the detail difference is just so mad. Like it's like you're playing excuse me, it's like you're playing Arma 3 and like the textures just didn't load for this fucking village. You know what I mean?
True.
But yeah, no, terrain's big, and you've got a ton of options, like you were saying. I think like one of the things that someone does when they're like kind of exploring their second army is eventually be like, okay, I need to actually solve my terrain issue, and having books and cans and everything on the table is fine for a little while, but like once you get your first 2,000 points down, you're really like, okay, I want to see them standing next to some cool shit too. So a lot of people prioritize that low, what makes it such a good gift, right? So kind of give them stuff that they didn't know they wanted. If you guys are going to look at the 3D printed route, Zarly Factory has some just jaw-dropping terrain that
some of the terrain that I use on the channel is Zarly Factory. I know Sean hates it.
Sean hates them? What do you hate
No,
him?
okay. I was showing Jordan and I were looking at these Tuesday. I found a new company that I really like their terrain. And I just printed. I'm printing it, and it looks very nice. It's very big.
That is
very fun. Very playable. I have to look up the name of the company, but I really like them. The company I was talking about is called Archon Studio, and the product is Rampart for Wargaming terrain.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and they make really good. Like boarding action terrain, and then also the module, like the city terrain and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, Sean. Here's your $60
Okay. So, it's so funny you put not a vape because. So I jerry-rigged.
$60 gift is just nicotine.
I jerry-rigged one of these together for a D&D boss battle one time, and you do it using cartomizers. It's using propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin, which is what's in vape juice. But I jury-rigged one of these, and you use vape cartomizers to make these, funny enough. But I really want to get one of these. I don't have one, so I don't have a review.
So,
I don't have
it's a portable, it's like a mini smoke machine.
Mm-hmm. And so it's really good for photography, or like for my use, I'm going to use it for D&D a lot because the one I picked has a remote. But if you just look up mini smoke machine on Amazon, there's a couple options. The one Jordan has pictured is, I think, one of the top 2 options on there, and it's got a remote and a whole bunch of features. But yeah, this is my like next hobby purchase is going to be this thing, because it's going to be great for photography. It's going to be great for thumbnails, and if we're going to do some future army showcases, stuff like that, it's going to really come in handy. So if you're trying to do that whole like, I'm going to be a painter on Instagram, this is kind of a neat little thing. But also you can, because it's got a remote, you can trigger it like during games, which is maybe more relevant for narrative or for D&D stuff. But hey, maybe like round 3 you're going to trigger this, and that's the I don't know.
Yeah.
But someone also had one at the Grand Narrative built into their. Well, they had something similar, but it was built into their terrain, their like
display
board, yeah. So yeah, that's my luxury option, and I think it's really fucking cool, and I'm glad I remembered it before the stream.
I bet you could jam one of those into a Land Raider Redeemer and just like
not this one, but they make smaller ones that you absolutely could.
That would be amazing.
They absolutely make. You could buy them on Etsy that are small enough. Those are the ones that are like home built jury rigged ones.
Okay.
But that's what these are based on. Because they used to be for cosplay. People would put them in their like sleeves and stuff.
Yeah.
like to do like
fascinating,
magic effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not a bad idea, Matt. Is you can jury rig it into a vehicle or like a knight, put it in a knight's knight with a big old flamer or something.
Or the land fortress, so you can actually make choo-choo noises. You can do the onion volcano with your fucking land fortress.
No, you know what? All of Jordan's GSC vehicles with the Nurgle smokestacks.
That's true.
Ooh,
Yeah. I have Nurgle smokestacks all over them.
Oh man, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
A great unclean one with that just pumping out the ass. That'd be really
What models have Cloud of Flies, the stratagem that gives you like smoke screen?
Oh,
all the Nurgle models?
It's like everywhere. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
All right, Matt.
All right. So, literal, I mean actual literal comes with a certificate of like you can conduct research with this, a lab quality vortex mixer. All right. This is the stuff that they use to separate vials of blood, like blood samples. It gets the plasma up high and it gets the blood cells down below. That shit scrambles paint. Like it absolutely just stirs the unholy god out of the paint. You really, really, really want that. All right, so the first round of contrast paints, right? So like Apothecary White, for example, is my mortal image. It looks like a sea of chalk at the bottom of that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 ball bearings in there. You can also use there's some non-metallic stone that's really heavy. I can't remember what it's called right now. I think it starts with a G. Or just glass beads. Yeah. Glass.
I don't find glass beads heavy enough to mix up the especially like Apothecary White or something like that. I wouldn't go with glass beads. I'd go with the ball bearings.
I prefer steel as well.
I have seen people put ones in their paint that are like labeled stainless steel, but then they start rusting. Yeah.
So
I use the Army Painter ones.
Exactly. Yeah. Army Painter like actually has their name on the product and they stand behind their product. So it works out. But you put 1 or 2, I put 2 in Apothecary White's case in this, and I let that sucker run for like 20 seconds. Your fingers get nice and disassociated from your body because they go numb a little bit because it's stirring it so fast. And then you have perfectly blended and actually smooth coverage Apothecary White. I could not shake this thing enough. Like natural style, just going at it, and boy, I grew up in an era, boys. We live in a society bottom text kind of thing. I could not stir that thing enough to get it to get it actually blended. This thing had it done in 20 seconds. 20 seconds is probably overkill. All my dropper bottles are good to go. It revives paints if you put a little bit of airbrush paint thinner in a dead Citadel pot, like just a little
bit. Lamy and medium.
Yeah, you can do Lamy and medium too. Hell yeah, brother.
I want to know if Matt thinks that, because he says he grew up in an era. Does Gen Z not shake it natural style? Like, what's Matt's point here?
Hey, man, they're just out there eating hot chip and lying.
I mean, hey, I'm Gen Z. when I want to be.
Yeah, when you want to be.
I'm Zoomer Prime.
Matt has a point. The real vortex mixers are where you should go, but I do have the OmniLab Mini, and it came with a set of metal ball bearings that are very nice, and they're heavier than the they are heavier than the
Army Painter
ones. That I have had no complaints with this thing, and I've been able to mix Apothecary White just fine. So, to each their own. If you can afford it and you're looking for that luxury gift, I'm gonna buy a vortex mixer sooner or later. Like, it's worth it.
The thing that I ran into, I bought one that was for like professional nail salons to like mix the nail polish. Those are trash. Do not buy those. That was a waste of like $45. I don't even know where the hell that sumbitch is. But I tried that one and I tried one of the cheap ones. And so at the end of it, I was like, okay, I keep buying these things. Yours looks higher quality than the cheap one.
Yeah, I don't remember what I spent on it, but it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't the full on Vortex.
The one that I see that people have is like the blue. There's like a blue one that I see.
That's this one.
Okay, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's just a different color. Yeah.
The one that I got has it's Lab Genius, and it's straight up like I bought it from an industrial like chemical website. Like it was kind of crazy. They were like, "Do you want some hydrogen peroxide as well?" I was like, "No, thank you. I would like my Warhammer."
Oh yeah, these things get up there in price, huh?
Yeah.
So there's some for like $300 on these.
Yeah, don't spend that.
That's crazy.
If you're spending triple digits,
there's like $150 ones.
Yeah, $100 is probably what it runs. Hopefully,
75. Here's a good like $75 one.
Yeah. If it comes with a certificate and it's meant for lab use, you're good to go, because it's going to be meant for either stirring samples for blood or stirring samples for like agitating bacteria colonies and crazy shit like that. More than overkill for our Warhammer paints. The other ones are made just barely strong enough to fit that need. So. Overkill is underrated in my opinion, boys.
Mine, mine's 35. There's another one that's the same one that's 45, and they're both OmniLab. They're both considered vortex mixers, but they are mini vortex mixers. So that's, I think, what the thing is. But mine are meant for like paint and tattoo ink and stuff. So like it's not. Yeah. So like to Matt's point, when you're trying to really mix that like thicker contrast paint or like some washes and stuff, especially with the new Citadel washes,
they separate a lot.
Yeah, or like what's a good one? The Necron paint.
Tesseract Glow.
Tesseract Glow. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that stuff's awesome, but man, it is like it is like
you can see it. You can see how separated it is in this.
It's like fossil layer eras of separation, dude. That's just crazy. One Speed Wonder had a good point. Actually, he's taping that shit to his massage gun. If you've got a massage gun, I'm dead serious.
Get yourself a Theragun.
Yeah.
Tape it to that.
Get the kink out of your neck and your ultramarine blue.
So let me. This is not related to the current talk, but as far as the Tesseract Glow, Liquitex Lime Green.
Hey, I got some of that.
Is better Tesseract Glow. It still separates just like Tesseract Glow, so just be warned. I've got mixing balls in mind.
Every ink that I have does, so.
Yeah. So, but if you're trying to get that bright green glow, use it on all my eye lenses. That's the way to go.
Yeah, man. It's a good setup.
Well, that was like a pretty good spread of items that we had there. Yeah. So hopefully we gave you guys some ideas for things to get your Warhammer buddies that aren't just models, because you never know what kind of models your buddies are gonna want. If you're not familiar with Warhammer, it's like a very deep, complex
especially
hobby.
If it's like, especially if it's people like trying to find stuff for Warhammer hobbyists. I know, like for me, it's easier to go like when my family asks like, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas?" It's easier to go like, "Hey, I want this brush set or this like hobby mixer or something," rather than I want this set of Space Marines, right? One of them they see is like, oh yeah, creativity and hobbyists and stuff, and the other they're like, yeah, I'm not going to buy you
waste
toys.
of money,
You're
plastic
30.
toys.
You're 35. Exactly. I'm not buying you toys, right? Like, so I don't know.
No, I get it. It's intimidating. Like my parents-in-law, they are from a more traditional era, and my wife had to be like, hey, so don't have a box on your Amazon wish list that is called Sanguinary Guard and they look like angels. Take that shit out. Like that. They should don't show them that.
You have an exorcist? It's a tank that looks like a Catholic pipe organ?
my parents are still very much Catholic guilt. Like, Satanic Panic. Like, they're finally starting to get over it. But
meanwhile, my parents are like, Master of Executions? Fuck yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. I think like, you know, and realistically, the folks that are tuning into this, you're probably being asked what to put in your Amazon wish list. This is the kind of stuff that is like low intimidation factor. I don't think any of us want to send our significant others or family members into a Games Workshop store. Like, I pity the poor bastard that tries to sell my dad an army. You know, like good.
Oh, I mean, like I think I'm the one. I think I'm the one on Slam that like my partner is like, yeah, go into a game store, fucking, she's fine. Like, she doesn't balk at it. But I know, like, your guys'
my wife's gone and like pick stuff up for me at game stores.
Oh, sure. But I mean, like, you know, they're both a little more. I think sometimes like roll their eyes at it.
Sprue Clippers is another good one. God Hand. I've heard God Hand are great. I have the Tamiya Sprue Clippers. Dude, those things are still kicking. I've had them for since I started, and they are so good.
I've chipped 2 pair of the Tamiya
Clippers, man.
What? Are you like clipping metal?
You going to your pewter boys, or
they are uneven at the top because they. But I'm gonna think about some God Hands soon because the amount of. Oh, you know what I bought? That's really cool. I bought this little rotary tool to cut through stuff.
So one of the things that I was going to suggest that didn't make my cut was one of the like WoW stick little drills. They're like little tiny. It's like a little tiny drill for like drilling gun barrels and stuff.
This thing cannon will do it, and it was like $20 or $15 or something.
Yeah.
So
there's some really cool.
We might have to do another like dedicated hobby tool episode. Maybe this summer or something that might be a little more formatted, a
little more in depth,
because I think we all have some pretty good tools that we like. Ryan, I know, swears by jeweler saws. And you know, like we all got our own little tips and tricks. So
yeah,
absolutely.
But anyway, thanks for joining us for this episode. We are really close to 3,000 subs. We're like 5 away. So if you like what we do here, make sure to like, sub, join us. When we hit 3,000 subs, we're going to be playing a 3,000 point game on stream. When we hit 4,000 subs, we're going to play a 4,000 point game on stream. When we hit 1 million subs, we're going to play a 1 million point game on stream.
Yeah.
So, make sure you like and sub. Tell all your friends. Tell 1 million people to subscribe to us.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I'll even tease Maddie and I came up with our 30K sub stream today.
You guys did. You had a long conversation about it, and I didn't have time to read it.
So
it's okay. We went deep.
30K subs is Siege of Terra Horde mode.
That's gonna be special. Yeah, dude. We got some good stuff planned. I can use my custodians next to my blood angels. Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. You son of a bitch.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in.
Sold.
we just gotta get some white scars.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a kill team that I made from when I started Kill Team. It was a White Scar successor called the White Claws. And they were all painted like White Claws cans, but
our Imperial Fists are gonna all be Templar brethren, so it's fine.
There you go.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Like, sub, all the good stuff. Use code reanimate on gaussproshops.com. And you guys ready to wrap it up? Yeah. Catch us Monday. I forgot what we're doing. I think Matt's playing. I think Elliot's
pretty
playing.
Sure.
But I don't remember what the matchup is.
Sure.
So
probably new detachments. Librarius detachment?
Maybe. Death Guard.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You got the one that lets Death Guard actually move now, so.
Oh yeah, I can shuffle. I can do the truffle shuffle across all the battlefield now with my Terminators.
Yeah. I'm gonna call your list the truffle shuffle when we do
the
graphics. All right. Anyway, we'll see you guys not the next Monday because next Monday is Christmas week, but the Monday after that, we are taking next week off. So, yeah, you didn't know that. Can't believe Sean didn't know that. Yeah, we're taking next week off. So
I had a good suggestion for next After Dark.
Maybe Sean and I might do an After Dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have. I mean, I guess I could just say it.
Yeah.
I think we should do a Grotman's tier list.
Ooh.
I think we should wait for more people for that.
I think
Thursday might just be me and you.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say I think you and I should do it, but we'll vote on it with the crew.
Let's put a pin in this and
prepped.
circle back around.
Sure.
Offline. I forgot all the weird business terms that people use.
Yeah.
Synergy.
Anyway, synergy. Good night, everyone.
Toodles.
See y'all next time.